here today at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst and the Old College Parade Square, where we'll witness the officer cadets of Commissioning Course Short 223 passing off as commissioned officers. Today, taking you through the parade will be myself, Captain Jason Mould, the 40 Platoon Commander from Det Engine Company, alongside Captain Elliot Wensley, 38 Platoon Commander. Elliot.
Each commissioning parade is one of the grandest days in the calendar at the Royal Military Academy here at Sandhurst, and are the result of many weeks of hard work. We are delighted to be able to invite friends, family and VIP guests to gather before Old College Parade Square to watch the officer cadets on their big day. Those joining us virtually, we hope you enjoy it just as much, and we'll be here with you all the way to help that happen. The officer cadets will march onto the square in their half companies now, 37 and 38 leading the way, and 39 and 40 following on after. They'll be marching shoulder to shoulder with their peers who they've endured and completed the arduous 8-week training programme alongside, and undoubtedly will have made some lifelong friends along the way.
So the keener-eyed individuals amongst you will have already noticed the difference in uniforms. That's because the regular professionally qualified officers who successfully complete this course confirm their commissions, so they march on in their own service dress with the accoutrements of their parent cap badge and their rank as well. So for instance, those commissioning in the Royal Army Medical Corps, the Army Legal Service, the Royal Army Chaplains Department and the Queen Alexandra Royal Army Nursing Corps. Those in Sandhurst Blues, the number ones that you can see, the blue uniform, that's the other cohorts, and their commission will be confirmed at midnight this evening, so they do not have their own ceremonial dress as it stands.
So as a bit of a brief overview of the parade today, they'll march on, form up, and then there'll be a bit of a review. The inspecting officer will come down to visit today, and then at that point have a march past, advance in review order before then the prizes being announced, at which point they will then have the time-honoured tradition of marching up the steps through the grand entrance of Old College to confirm their commissions or to accept it there. Today with us providing the music is the band of the British Army Sandhurst Band. They are under the Director of Music, Captain Stedding, Royal Corps of Army Music. They really do help to add to the occasion a bit of pomp and ceremony to the whole today.
So as the officer cadets, you've seen them marched on in their two half companies, so 37 and 38 platoon, who are on your screen now, and previously to their right as we look at it, 39 and 40 platoon. We'll take you through a brief history of the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. So the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, commonly referred to as Sandhurst or RMAS, is located in the town of Sandhurst in Berkshire, though its ceremonial entrance is in Camberley, southwest of London. The original Royal Military Academy was established in Woolwich in 1741, and it was established to train artillery and engineer officers. Cavalry and infantry officers were trained at the Royal Military College at Great Marlow at the time, which was founded in 1802, subsequently moving to Sandhurst in 1812. The RMA and the RMC merged after the Second World War in 1947 to form the present establishment, the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. RMAS is at the centre of the wider Sandhurst group, which includes all University Officer Training Corps or UOTCs and regiments. The Sandhurst group supports the attraction and nurturing activity of potential Army officers and the training of them as officer cadets at RMAS on either regular or reserve commissioning courses. On the 1st of April 2018, the Sandhurst Group became an operating division of the Army Recruiting and Initial Training Command, RITC, located in Upavon in Wiltshire. This organisation is responsible for the recruiting and the basic training of all officer and soldier entrants to the British Army. Everyone who holds the Queen's Commission, or the King's Commission as it will be from now on, is now trained at Sandhurst, as well as men and women from overseas, and the Academy is proud to be the spiritual home and the national centre of excellence for leadership for one of the officer corps of the British Army. It was in 1984 that the Women's Officer Training College was also merged into Sandhurst, which brought both reserve and regular women's training here as well. In 1992, a new commissioning course finally unified the training of male, female, overseas cadets, graduates and non-graduates. The British Army is built on its values and standards. The values being courage, discipline, respect for others, integrity, loyalty and selfless commitment guide and develop us into the sort of people we should be. The standards explain how we should behave in every aspect of their life, professional and private. They've been formulated to ensure that the behaviour of officers and soldiers is lawful, appropriate and professional. During training, all officer cadets learn to live by the Academy's motto, serve to lead through the power of your unselfish example. The basics of who you are and the enduring need to live by the values you stand for all day, every day. Training at the Academy is challenging but ultimately very rewarding. The officer cadets on parade today will leave knowing they've excelled at one of the world's most revered military training academies and will keep their heads up high, knowing that they've achieved great success.
So Horrocks Endeavour involves conducting multiple hasty and deliberate platoon attacks over a period of 2 days, involving one night as well.
It's like a final confirmatory exercise, and essentially just a chance to kind of tick all the boxes and make sure we know all the stuff that we need to know to pass off the square next week. So the casualties were all struck by indirect fire, and we had to kind of, as a platoon by hand, get the casualty through quite a few different water features and bits of geography that were rather unpleasant.
The wish stream involves lots of water and it involves a lot of teamwork and swapping out in order to extract the casualty in an effective manner.
It's definitely exceeded my expectations. It's a short course, but it's a very professional course, and it's a very in-depth course, a very thorough course as well.
So I'd recommend this course to reservists, doctors, nurses, physios, pharmacists. They're all on this course, right mixture, and it's a great bunch, and it's actually a lot of fun. It's hard at times, but that's what makes it fun.
So there's the inspecting officer and his party arrived today. I'll just go through a brief sort of biography of the inspecting officer. Today joining us is Deputy Commander Field Army, Major General Aidan Smith. Major General Smith was commissioned into the Royal Engineers in 1989 and has since held senior roles including command of 101 Engineer Regiment EOD, for which he later served as Regimental 2IC, and in 2008 was tasked with reorganising the reserve unit into a hybrid regiment with a regular RHQ commanding 3 regular Army and 2 Army Reserve squadrons. So there's plenty to do with the Army Reserve, many of whom the officer cadets on parade are joining. He went on to command the regiment in Northern Ireland, Iraq and Afghanistan. On promotion to Colonel, he was Deputy Commander 43 Wessex Brigade, where he was mobilised for Op Olympics as the Deputy Commander of the Joint Military Command in the South West, and Colonel Reserves in the Reserve Forces and Cadets Directorate in the Ministry of Defence. On selection for Brigadier, he was Deputy Commander Army Recruiting and Training, later then Deputy Director Land Warfare and Deputy Military Secretary Reserves.
So the inspecting officer will now go around and chat to some of the officer cadets on parade today, get an opportunity to find out a bit about them and what they've been through. While they conduct that, we'll take you through those who are on parade today. So we have an amazing diverse portfolio of experience, skills and qualifications that provide the Field Army and Defence with specialist support and bringing the outside into the Army as well. The age range is also wide-ranging, with officer cadets today commissioning from 18 up to 54 years old. There are 89 officer cadets that were commissioned during this parade, and they're made up of 28 reserve potential officers, 1 UOTC officer cadet, 45 regular professionally qualified officers, 10 Army interns and 5 international cadets. We also have 16 female officer cadets and 73 male officer cadets today. So what does all that mean? So firstly, the reserve potential officers. These are direct entrants, University Officer Training Corps officer cadets, or soldiers wanting to commission into the Army Reserve. The regular professionally qualified officers, or PQOs as they're known, hold professional qualifications, be it doctors, lawyers, dentists, nurses, physiotherapists or chaplains, and the course is designed to familiarise the PQOs with military life and to prepare them for their operational deployments they may go on to. The international students, once again due to following COVID travel restrictions, we've been limited in international students, but it's great to see we have 5 international students on parade today. They all arrive in advance of their own courses and are all, as such, professionally qualified officers or POs themselves, and we'll go on to a bit of who they are shortly in their respective nations. The Army Officer Internship, this was formerly known as a gap year commission, and it's an opportunity for officer cadets to spend a challenging, rewarding year with the Army as a young officer once they commission, for anyone between the age of 18 and 28, and that's before, during or after going to university, with the opportunity to then go and partake in the regular commissioning course afterwards. The commissioning course also trains reserve professionally qualified officers and specialist reserve officers who are selected for their key professional and technical skills that are not available within the military or will be difficult to maintain, and individuals who are recognised as experts in their field, so bringing in an excellent level of expertise into the military. And they commissioned on the 29th of October this year, with 13 reserve PQOs now being attested and commissioned. Just to note, today we have watching in Oman His Royal Highness the Crown Prince of Oman, who commissioned on the last CCS 222, along with several other officer cadets, including 2 sword winners from that intake. So welcome to you, and I hope you're having a great time in Oman. If you're interested in finding out more about these roles, there's a lot more information available on the Army website. The reserve officers and the PQOs focuses on officership, commander leadership, and the syllabus includes field training, physical training, weapons training, and of course drill. When not out in the field, the officer cadets will find themselves in the classroom, learning, for example, about global security, aspects of leadership, psychology, history of warfare, morality of killing, and other such subjects. Someone who holds a commission in the Army Reserve will have learned a wide range of valuable leadership and managerial skills that can also be used in the civilian workplace. For that reason, many employers actively support employees who wish to become Army Reserve officers. If you recognise yourself in that statement, thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoy watching the parade today.
So just to give a bit more of a background and detail on our allies and partners and international officers that are joining us here today. On this commissioning course short, there are 5 international students ranging from Bahrain, Turks and Caicos and Serbia, and their flags are being flown here today at the Academy to represent their work here. Other nations choose to send their personnel to RMAS for officer training because it is a recognised world-leading military training academy. With the illustrious history stretching back more than 200 years, it has moulded generals, heads of state and captains of industry, many of whom are drawn from foreign military organisations who want their officers to get the best quality training and to strengthen their bonds with the United Kingdom. In recent times, RMAS has trained officers from over 120 different countries. The international cadets enrich the course at Sandhurst, bringing them with them a diverse cultural and operational experience from around the world. They are selected to be here by their own defence organisations, and their applications are made to the Ministry of Defence through the defence attachés in order to make sure that we have the best come to Sandhurst to learn.
So firstly, from Bahrain, we have several guests here today as well. We have His Excellency Sheikh Fawaz Al Khalifa, the Ambassador, who was alumni from Sandhurst himself as well in commissioning course 933. And we also have Brigadier General Ahmed Hamed Salah Al Rawai, the Defence Attaché to London. Commissioning, we have 3 officer cadets from Bahrain, which is fantastic, and you can see on your screen there Mr. Allotman, who is one of those. So Officer Cadet Allotman, Naji and Al-Alawi, and Mr. Al-Alawi has been awarded the Best International Cadet Prize as well, so a fantastic achievement. Since 1957, we've had 148 Bahrain officer cadets complete the commissioning course, and there are currently 7 others in training on the regular course, so a fantastic link between the British military at Sandhurst and Bahrain. There's a strong RMAS alumni in Bahrain, as you can imagine from this, most notably His Majesty the King and the Crown Prince of Bahrain as well, who both commissioned on the regular course. The Commandant visited Bahrain in January 22 to attend an alumni event organised by the Crown Prince, and it was also attended by Captain of the Britannia Royal Naval College and Commandant of Cranwell. The Bahrain Trophy was redesignated to the RMAS Communications and Applied Behavioural Science Department in 2011, and that's awarded by the Commandant termly at the Prizes and Awards ceremony. The Bahrain Communications and Applied Behavioural Science Prize awarded to the cadet judged to be the best in that department. And we also have the King Hamad Hall, which was previously known as Mons Hall, which underwent a major refurbishment in 2012 and 2013 following the generous £3 million donation from King Hamad Al Khalifa. The donation was part of a long-standing relationship between the Bahraini royal family and Sandhurst, and the King has also been a part of the Sandhurst Foundation, the Academy's alumni charity, since 2007. And a great point to note as well is that the World Pace Sticking Championships that happen at Sandhurst every year, the Bahraini police have retained their title in June this year, so they are the reigning champions.
On parade today from Serbia, Officer Cadet Milosavljevic, with his guests, the Ambassador and the Defence Attaché, watching on from the stands today as well. Officer Cadet Milosavljevic is the first officer cadet from Serbia to attend the Academy, and the start of a long relationship, hopefully, between the Academy and the Serbian Armed Forces. Joining us from the Turks and Caicos Islands, Officer Cadet Zachary Rigby, coming all the way across the Atlantic to study here at the Academy to bolster the Turks and Caicos Regiment. Watching from the stands here is the Regimental Sergeant Major, of that regiment, WO1 Colin De Silva, who's watching here from the stands today. 5 cadets from the Turks and Caicos Islands have completed the commissioning course short, so training at Sandhurst has generated considerable local media coverage back at home, and therefore we hope today many of the individuals will get to see Officer Cadet Rigby passing up the steps before he returns home.
And of course, as well as the officer cadets on parade today, we also have various instructors who you will have seen there as well. The instructors can come from any part of the British Army and are selected after they attend the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst Instructors Cadre, which is run once every year. The aim is to select 30 senior non-commissioned officers from over 60 applicants. This proves and produces the best instructors the British Army has at their disposal. They too have committed the last 8 weeks to the commissioning course short, and our thanks go out to them for all that they have mentored and tested the officer cadets throughout with such skills and professionalism and leading by their own example. They've enabled such significant personal and leadership development whilst dealing with the challenges of delivering training themselves as well. So in terms of the staff, on the screen there you can see in the Army Air Corps beret, that is the Company Sergeant Major, WO2 Mercer. And we also have for each of the respective platoons a Colour Sergeant as well. So Colour Sergeant Dixon of the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers is the 38 Platoon Commander, and 38 Platoon Colour Sergeant, and 37 Platoon Colour Sergeant is Colour Sergeant Tippett of the Rifles. In 39 Platoon, Colour Sergeant Nicholas of the Irish Guards, and 40 Platoon Colour Sergeant Taggart of the Prince of Wales Royal Regiment, now the Rangers. As well as the Colour Sergeants, each platoon has a platoon commander, yours truly being one of them, so I had the privilege to take through 40 platoon through their commissioning parade. A couple of them you can see on parade here on the screen. And Captain Wensley next to me had 38 platoon. Also we had Captain Goats of Royal Military Police, who took through 37 platoon, and that was his second intake on the CCS here, so some great experience added to the team. And 39 platoon, Captain Kavanagh Williamson of the Royal Artillery.
So just give you a bit more information about what these officer cadets and soon-to-be officers go through prior to arriving at Sandhurst. All potential officers must attend an Army Officer Selection Board, or AOSB, and this is the interview process through which those on parade and all officer cadets were selected to train at Sandhurst. AOSB itself takes place at Westbury near Warminster in Wiltshire, and they are part of the Army Recruiting and Initial Training Command, ARITC. The two organisations work closely together to develop the process of selecting suitable individuals to train at Sandhurst. AOSB itself consists of psychometric tests, interviews, assessed command tasks, essays, planning exercises, group discussions and physical fitness tests. So to have passed that is a huge achievement in itself even before they start the commissioning course. Candidates can go on to apply for a regular or reserve commission from being selected, and many opt to join the regular commissioning course after having served some time in the reserves and enjoyed their experience, or regular officers leaving the Army often choose to add further service by transferring into the reserves.
Although a number of these officer cadets will have come straight to Sandhurst with no prior military training, some of the officer cadets will have attended a UOTC or University Officer Training Corps while at university and prior to attending Sandhurst. The UOTC, of which there are 19 across the UK, is an Army Reserve unit that recruits exclusively from university students. Its aim is to train the future generation of officers for both the regulars and reserves. However, there is no commitment to join after university. University students who join the UOTC will have the opportunity to undertake reserve officer training modules designed to fit around their degrees. This will teach you everything from how to wear a uniform correctly to the ability to lead others in stressful situations. The UOTC provides a standard of experience and training that's well respected within the Army and highly sought after by numerous civilian employers. The UOTC also develops leadership through sports and adventurous training, and each unit has teams for most major sports and in adventurous training as well. You can experience everything from kayaking through to rock climbing. The UOTCs are also provisioned to provide Module Alpha and Module Bravo, which are the first parts of the first 4 weeks of the commissioning course short. And they often do that, sending their officer cadets then to Sandhurst for Module Charlie and Delta. And the standard of training that's delivered by the UOTCs is excellent and on a par with what is seen here at Sandhurst.
So a bit more information added to the video that you'll have seen shortly before whilst we were awaiting the inspecting officer. At the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, the individuals you see on parade today will have conducted training designed to make them more effective leaders of soldiers. Military training here at the Academy is infantry based, so plenty of time on exercise in the field, creating better robustness and mental resilience throughout the difficult conditions they may face. So no matter what their eventual regimental course that these officers cadets will go into, they will have mastered the core skills before they develop their specialised trade training after Sandhurst. The commissioning course short, or CCS, takes 8 weeks to complete and is based directly on the regular commissioning course, which is 44 weeks long. So it extracts all the vital information required of an officer and compresses it down into 8 weeks to encompass those we see on parade today. It is split equally into 4 modules, Alpha to Delta, that can be completed in separate chunks or in one 8-week block. There are 3 courses run a year, and it is an intense, challenging course designed to teach the fundamentals of soldiering and leadership in a golden thread that goes through everything the officer cadets do here at Sandhurst as they begin their career as commissioned officers.
From my own personal experience, the development you can see through these officer cadets through 8 weeks is absolutely unbelievable. People turn up with no prior military experience, lacking confidence, lacking self-belief in some cases, and the performances they produce under challenging circumstances through that 8 weeks to be where they are now is the reason they stand on parade with their chins held high. The development in that 8 weeks is unrivaled to anything I've seen before, and it's largely down to their application in individual effort and their determination that allows them to succeed.
So the inspecting officer, Major General Smith, is just speaking with the head of the Sandhurst band there to thank them for their efforts, and we'll shortly work our way around there. But accompanying Major General Smith is the Deputy Commandant here at Sandhurst, Colonel Phaedra McLean. Colonel McLean commissioned in 1989 whilst a serving police officer in Cheshire Constabulary, a career that she maintained throughout her Army Reserve service. She has been mobilised, called up for service as a reserve into the regulars twice, including a tour of Afghanistan, and was the first female Intelligence Corps Reserve to command a military intelligence battalion.
So after the inspecting officers finished inspecting the band, we will then go into the march past. We will see the officer cadets march past the dais, giving an nice right to salute the inspecting officer, before they then advance in review order, and we then go into the prize giving. Once the prize giving is complete, the officer cadets will then march off the square, and they will march up the steps in the significant and famous way that they do, going up the steps of Old College, followed by the adjutant on the horse. The adjutant is Captain Emma Humphreys, AGC SBS. That's the Adjutant General Corps Staff and Personnel Support. And the horse, the charger, is Sovereign Shadow, formerly called Rory, when it was part of King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery. Told that he enjoys polos, and that when he gets into the grand entrance, he will be given a polo for performing well on the parade. there are several awards that will be given out today. You will see those shortly. Firstly, for the top international cadet, then the top Army intern, the top reserve potential officer, that's the McRoberts Sword, and the top reserve professionally qualified officer, who's also the overall top cadet across the whole course. Notable and not receiving an award on parade today, but is the best platoon, which was awarded to 39 Platoon, instructed by Captain Finn Kavanagh Williamson with the Royal Artillery, who will go into the junior term on the regular commissioning course next term, and Colour Sergeant Sean Nicholas Irish Guards, who will remain in the commissioning course short and provided some excellent continuity into next term, adding his knowledge and experience to that next generation of reserve and regular PQOs and potential officers we see come through in commissioning course short, what will be 231. On his return to the dais, the inspecting officer will now give an address to the commissioning course short 223 officer cadets.
So as the adjutant and the parade now approach the dais, they'll be paying their compliments to the inspecting officer. And with their compliments paid to the inspecting officer, they'll now navigate their way back around the parade square to get back to their original starting position before advancing in review order, which is a representation of soldiers advancing towards in line in battle as they would have done back in the historic times.
Mr. Barnes. Let's forward, Mr. Barnes. Still.
The officer cadets now being carefully marshalled back into position into nice, neat, ordered lines by the colour sergeants here to ensure that the advance and reorder is in the best possible place to start.
You may have noticed the international cadets on parade today all have the same medal despite being from different nations. That is the Sandhurst medal that's been awarded to them by the Commandant for their performance here on the commissioning course.
Eyes! Front!
Parade full advance. In review order, by the centre. With march.
And now to the rousing tunes of British Grenadiers, the parade will march forward to present itself to the inspecting officer. Parade complete.
Parade. Standard ease. Stand easy.
And we're now about to hear an address from the inspecting officer.
Parade! Stand easy!
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's an enormous privilege to be the inspecting officer of this commissioning parade short. It's particularly poignant for me as I passed off this square 33 years ago yesterday. I would like to begin by expressing my heartfelt congratulations to all of the officer cadets on parade today on completing the commissioning course. It's an added pleasure to see officer cadets from Bahrain, Serbia and the Turks and Caicos Islands amongst your number. You should all be rightly proud of this very significant achievement. I know that your families and instructors are full of pride at what you have achieved. I'd like to thank the British Army Band Sandhurst for its splendid music today. As always, you add a huge amount of panache to a final parade at the Royal Military Academy. Thank you very much indeed. I would like to welcome all of the families here today. I'm delighted you've been able to join us and you've been able to witness these fine young men and women pass an important milestone in their training and development in the British Army. We are very proud of them, and I know that you are too. I'd like to thank you for the immense support you have given to these officer cadets, which has been critical in them achieving all that they have done so far. Military service requires huge sacrifices from both soldiers and families. May I thank you all for your continued support in the future. Sincere thanks also to all of the Academy's directing staff. Your professionalism, dedication, and the fine example you set is fundamental in preparing these officer cadets for their future. I know you all put huge effort into coaching and inspiring your students at Sandhurst, along with some robust encouragement at times, I am absolutely sure. In doing so, you will have all made a huge impression on the lives of everybody on parade today. You should all be very proud of your vital contribution. Everyone on parade today has shown immense commitment and determination to get to where they are now. You will shortly hold the King's Commission, something to which many aspire and very few actually achieve. You have all shown that you have the character and ability to lead under the most demanding circumstances. Holding the King's Commission is a huge privilege, and we will now allow you to command our most important asset, our soldiers. At the heart of the Academy is its motto, serve to lead. You must strive to lead your people through your unselfish example, putting their needs before your own, whatever the challenge. Although those graduating today is a mix of professionally qualified, Army Reserve, Army interns, and international officer cadets, your soldiers only recognise one type of officer. An officer whose first and foremost concern is the welfare of the men and women under his or her command. An officer who is calm and collected under pressure, and an officer who makes good decisions when you are all in a tight corner. Our soldiers will also expect you to lead by example. They will all know the Army's core values, as you do, and they will all follow your example. For the benefit of our visitors today, the British Army's core values are courage, discipline, respect for others, integrity, loyalty, selfless commitment. These are tried and tested in peacetime and in war. I encourage you all not only to remember them, but also to reflect on them regularly. As part of the integrated review in March 2021, the British Army outlined a plan for its most radical transformation in 20 years, called Future Soldier. Future Soldier is about delivering a modern British Army that is fit for the challenges of the future. It is to become more lethal, more agile, and more expeditionary. An army able to fight and to win wars, and to compete successfully in the grey zone between peace and war. And this is against a geopolitical backdrop that has changed markedly over the past few years, and indeed markedly even more over the past year. The war in Ukraine only reinforces the requirement for the British Army, regular and reserve, to be singularly focused on preparing for warfighting. In the future, the British Army will be used more and for a wider variety of tasks than ever. This is very much reflected in where the British Army is currently deployed. As of last week, the Army had 12,000 soldiers deployed on non-permanent commitments across 105 countries worldwide, of which about 3,500 are deployed on 31 active operations. And within those numbers, over 500 reservists are mobilised and deployed worldwide, including 120 soldiers of 3 PWR in the Falkland Islands, 86 soldiers from 6 rifles in the Land Regional Hub in Kenya, 110 from 4 Yorks in the Land Regional Hub in Oman, and other reservists in large numbers in Cyprus, supporting the United Nations, and in Eastern Europe on security tasks. Let me focus for a moment on another important task for our regular and reserve soldiers. Since June 2022, the British Army, with assistance from soldiers from many of our allies, started to train Ukrainian Army recruits in the United Kingdom. We are delivering a 5-week intensive combat infantry course to 10,000 Ukrainians every 120 days. Over 1,000 regular Army soldiers are currently deployed on this task, and from February next year, 400 reservists will join them. Having recently visited and seen firsthand the training being delivered, it is hugely inspiring to witness the determination of the Ukrainian Army recruits to soak up as much knowledge as possible in order to maximise their contribution to the defence of their homeland when they return to Ukraine. A more motivated training audience you will not find anywhere else. The events in Ukraine attest to the fact that sadly we are in a growth industry, and the demands on the British Army are only going to increase, and it is almost inevitable that each and every one of you on parade today will deploy on operations in the future. Make sure you are ready for that call. We will prepare you well, and I know that if you are called upon, you will serve your country with distinction. Remember that deploying operations and leading our men and women is a challenge, but it's equally a huge privilege. From my own experience of serving in Iraq in 2003, I know you will treasure the experience for the rest of your lives. Finally, once again, many congratulations to everybody on parade today. Enjoy the day. You have much to celebrate. As you march up the steps of Old College this morning, I hope you do so with the knowledge that you've been set for success. Good luck, use it well, use it wisely. And to everybody here spectating today, thank you so much for coming. Please have a very safe journey home. Thank you very much.
Stand easy!
And now the parade will be set up ready for Captain Ed Goetz of the Royal Military Police to announce the prize winners, who will then come out to collect their various prizes and then return to the ranks.
The Army Intern Prize. The Army Internship Prize is awarded to the Army Intern Cadet considered by the directing staff to be the best of the course. Today, it is awarded to Officer Cadet Smith, commissioning into the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineer.
Sir!
And we know the family and guests of Officer Cadet Smith will be looking on with pride, who marches up to the inspecting officer to collect the prize. Officer Cadet Smith, going into the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers, will then go on to a regular unit for a year, getting the exposure of unique life experiences and opportunities during his internship.
International Prize. The International Prize is awarded to the International Cadet considered by the directing staff to be the best of the course. Today, it is awarded to Officer Cadet Al Alawi from the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Sir!
Officer Cadet Al Alawi from Bahrain is a doctor. He's an anaesthetist who works in a military hospital, and he's carrying on the family tradition here, as his father was a colonel in Bahrain as well.
The MacRobert Sword, presented by the MacRobert Trust. The MacRobert Sword is awarded to the Army Reserve Officer Cadet considered by the directing staff to be the best of the course. Today, it is awarded to Officer Cadet Lewis, commissioning into the Royal Corps of Signals.
Sir!
Officer Cadet Lewis, commissioned to the Royal Signals as part of 7-1 Signal Regiment, and will be returning back to her unit, Bexley Heath, on completion of this course. The MacRoberts Trust, which has kindly donated this sword for the best potential officer, reserve potential officer, it was founded after Lady MacRoberts' 3 sons all died in air-related tragedies as RAF pilots during the Second World War. She was determined that the family legacy should be one of continued support to those that were important to her, and so their motto is not for self but for country, which is built on a belief that young people can strive to achieve great things no matter how disadvantaged their backgrounds.
The Puri Sword, presented by Puri Sword. The Puri Sword is awarded to the professionally qualified officer considered by the directing staff to be the overall best cadet of the course. Today, it is awarded to Officer Cadet Riley, commissioning into Queen Alexandra's Royal Army Nursing Corps.
Sir!
Officer Cadet Biley, not just the top reserve, regular PQO, but also the top overall cadet, taking the Pooley Sword as you heard there, commissioning into Queen Alexandra's Royal Army Nursing Corps. She recently passed her nurse training, so this will be her first full-time job as a regular PQO, and is looking forward to it immensely.
And now, with the prize giving complete, we prepare ourselves for the moment, the signature moment of the commissioning parade, the march up Old College steps.
Parade! Parade! General salute! Salute! Parade! Dressing! Inward dress!
With the band now moving out of the way to open the clear path to the steps and the great and entrance of Old College, we thought we'd give you a bit more information about the variety of occupations here on parade. Not only are healthcare professionals joining the regular force, so physios, doctors and nurses and dentists as well, we also have a wide variety of other careers such as pilots, self-employed aircraft restorers, vets, those in the culinary and retail departments, communications, software engineers, chartered accountants, broadcasters, engineers, surveyors, and PhD students as well as our colleagues in the civil service who may also double hat in the Army Reserve.
Parade! Inward turn! Parade! By the center! Inward wheel! Low march!
As you'll have noticed on the parade today, not only do we have the Deputy Commandant and the Adjutant, two great female role models, we also have two award winners, female officer cadets as well. The female officers and soldiers of the Reserve make up 15% of the Reserve Army and 17% of Army Reserve officers. And as of December 2018, female cadets can join any corps or regiment in the British Army. So that includes UK Special Forces, as well as infantry and armoured regiments as well. Sandhurst has seen a few of its own firsts through the years. 2016, Lieutenant Colonel Lucy Giles of the Royal Logistic Corps became the first female college commander, as new college commander, and is now Colonel Giles, President of the Army Officer Selection Board. In 2019, Captain Kelly Wilson of the Adjutant General Corps, SPS, was the first female adjutant at Sandhurst, now followed on by Captain Humphreys on horse on parade today. And in 2020, Captain Rosie Wild was described as a trailblazer after passing P Company for Parachute Regiment, and in 2017 she was presented with the Sword of Honour given to the best cadet on the regular commissioning course, which is the equivalent to the McRoberts Sword here today.
So cutting now to an image of the officer cadets coming through the grand entrance of Old College, progressing towards. So as we come to the end of the parade, we'll round off with a massive congratulations to all those who completed the commissioning course short. It is a significant achievement with many long hours and days of hard work. Whether they are part of your family, your friend, an employee of where you work, or a colleague, you should be rightly proud of all they have achieved here today, as should they. And we want to wish them a huge congratulations and enjoyment for the rest of their day.
Officer Cadet Smith and the other award winners now follow through the steps. I'll just tell you a little bit about the reserves and why joining the reserves could be good for you if it's a career you are interested in. Those passing out the parade today are going to benefit from some great opportunities within the reserves, be that travel, so opportunity to train in places like Kenya or California. They'll learn great skills through military and civilian qualifications as well, with the two careers working side by side to complement each other with those transferable skills. They get paid for all their training and reserve duties that they complete as well, and they also get benefits such as joiners' financial incentives and the opportunity to earn a tax-free bonus every year as well. And if you're into fitness, it's a great place to be. Not only do you get trained by the best and become army fit quickly, you also then benefit from things like adventurous training and being part of army or corps sports teams in the future as well. Finally, coming up the steps there is Officer Cadet Bailey Quarank, who is the top cadet. When she is coming through the steps, the adjutant will follow on the horse and receive the polo, not for the adjutant, for the horse that is, and the doors will be closed to the grand entrance, at which point the band will then march off the square.
And that concludes our parade today. We hope you've enjoyed watching it, and many congratulations to those who've completed it today.